Okay, the other rib cage. Make him almost think like he's bulging right there at the rib. Good. Now do the other side. And then travel over to the right. Take it to the right. Good. Now just turn him on into that bend. Good. Follow down here to the other quarter line. I need a camera just like that. That's what I need. So I can have playback. Okay, same thing. I want you to move that rib cage and lead with that rib cage. Yes. Good. Another side. Just sort of gauge yourself in between the obstacles. Good boy. Good. I want you to feel like you're sort of shifting, like you have a slide right there underneath your seat. Good. And travel on left. Good boy. Now I want you to pick up his shoulder, his inside shoulder. Just pick it up. Yes. Now I want you to slide the rib cage and then slide it back. Slide the rib cage, slide it back. Good. Not a lot. Doesn't have to be a lot of movement. Good boy. And slide it back. Just keep control of the inside shoulder. Good. Now follow on around that circle right there and think of stretching his right side. Take your right leg and just sort of sweep along his rib cage, sort of massaging that side. Ask him to really stretch and lengthen. So you want him to lengthen from front of his rib cage to the back of his rib cage. Good boy. Good. Now you're going to do the same thing over here. Same rein. An inside rein. You're going to pick that rein up. Ask for just a slight bend so he's sort of like, not quite shoulder in, but sort of shoulder forward. And slide the rib cage, slide it back. Slide the rib cage, slide it back. Yes, I know that's hard. Aha. Oh, it's loosening up, isn't it? Aha. Got licking and chewing. Getting rid of some of the morning kinks. Ah, yes. There we go. Licking and chewing. Oh my God, this is going to be a funny video. You better not post this online. Good, okay. Let's come across that diagonal. We're going to make a change of rein. Now just lengthen his walk from corner to corner. Okay? Think of taking his neck right there from the base of his, the beginning of his thoracic and lengthening him out this way towards his pole. Yes, good boy. Yeah. Good. Now let him just coast for a minute until he gets over to this other corner. Now you're going to do the same thing. You're going to pick up that inside rein. You're going to work that opposite shoulder and sliding the rib cage back and forth. Just a little shoulder forward and just sort of slide the rib cage back and forth. Yeah, it's a sticky spot. It's a sticky spot. Oh, but it's loosening, it's loosening. Good boy. Good, let him coast. Think of lengthening, 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 lengthening. Ask him to stretch. Good, now pick that shoulder up. So he's got a little shoulder forward. And then slide the rib cage back and forth and back and forth. Good, okay. Now let's do a little bit of loosening, loosen up his hips just a little bit. Maybe we can pick that hind foot up from dragging so much. So right there along the rail as you're traveling down, I want you to think about having him take 2 steps with his haunches towards the center of the ring and then back. So just the same way you sort of slid his rib cage from side to side, take those haunches 2 steps over and then move them back onto the rail. So it's going to feel like his hind is going out from underneath you, then it's coming back under you. Yep, I know that's hard. You see that flipping tail? If she starts asking, that tail gets a flipping. Yep, there it goes again. I know that's a little harder, isn't it? Hey, don't let him take the shoulder. Make him use those haunches. Swing them towards me. Okay, matter of fact, take your whip. Take your whip. Put it in your opposite hand. Okay? Now, I want you to take that whip and sort of reach back at his left hip. Touch it and move it. Because all you're gonna do is bring some awareness right there to that part of his body that you want him to move. You say, yes, that's hard, that's hard, that's hard. Okay, that's bussin'. There you go, and move it back. Good boy. Okay, Katie, so now this time, just don't get so close to the rail. Just come off about 1 foot away from the rail. You're going to do the same thing, but you're going to swing the hip towards the rail. So give yourself a little bit of room. That's it. It looks like we got the stickier side first.
It's a little slower off the left leg.
Well, it's because that left hind is the one that drags more. Okay, same thing. Ask him to swing it a couple steps over and then bring it back to you. Good boy. Good, Katie. Okay, now I want you to change, we're going to change his walk just a little bit, okay? So I want you to think about taking his walk and elevating it. So we're going to take his walk and make it more vertical as opposed to horizontal, okay? So I want you to think about almost like taking him, how do you know how you dance with a little marionette puppet? You pick it up and it comes up and down, like this. It's like pistons and an engine, up and down, up and down. So I want you to think about picking up his front end, and you're going to kind of pick him up like this, from front to middle to back. Just sort of pick him up. So his walk becomes more up. I know you're asking, there goes that tail. He said, what? What? Yes, I know. Just putting you through your paces today. Good. Keep making his walk more vertical. Think about up, up, up. And get him out of the ground. We want him dancing above the ground. Good boy. Okay, now take that walk and lengthen the walk out. Ask him to really reach forward and grab the ground. Every time that belly swings, add just a little nudge and ask him to bring those hind feet forward and grab the ground. Push off. Good. Got that hind end working a lot more. See that hind foot starting to come up? Good. Katie, the left hind is starting to come up off the ground and not just drag through the sand. So you ought to feel a little bit more action coming through his left hip. Okay, right here, circle. Your obstacle right there. Now don't let him drop. Now hold that inside. Lift that inside up. Lift it up. Lift it up. Think about pulling him up, pulling him up, pulling him up, right on that inside. Lift that whole right side up. Good. Good. Now lengthen the walk out. Ask him to stretch. Stretch him from dock to pole. Good. Now take him back and contract. And